Have you ever felt that little spark, that curiosity, wondering if maybe there are these um, profound ancient secrets out there? Lost wisdom, almost hidden in plain sight, just waiting for us to really get it.
Oh, absolutely. It's a recurring theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
This idea that certain objects, certain texts hold knowledge that's, well, way beyond our usual understanding, like a kind of manual for how reality works.
Exactly. Well, today you're in for a real deep dive. We're exploring one of history's most mysterious and you could argue most influential texts, the Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus.
Hmm.
And our exploration today, it's really shaped by this fascinating audio source we looked at. It delves into the tablet's incredible history, its really bold claims, and even compares different historical translations of its, well, it's very puzzling words.
Yeah, our goal here is to sort of unpack this ancient artifact, to try and understand why it was seen as forbidden knowledge for like millennia,
Right.
and figure out what its cryptic message might reveal about changing reality, from the physical stuff around us right up to our inner spiritual lives.
And this isn't just some dusty old story. It feels like it's about uncovering wisdom that still somehow speaks to us today, maybe even challenges how we see things now.
And what's really striking, I think, is that we're talking about a physical thing. The Emerald Tablet, it's described as being molded from just one piece of green crystal.
Wow.
So it's not just an idea floating around. It's meant to be an actual artifact holding this, well, profound spiritual technology.
A spiritual technology, and
Yeah.
its main claim is just, it's incredible. It basically promises a powerful formula, not just for you changing yourself, but potentially for speeding up the evolution of our whole species.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah, the implications are massive.
Yeah.
A systematic way for all of humanity to kind of level up.
If you boil it down, it's like a manual for inner alchemy, for transformation. It suggests change isn't just random, it follows these specific universal rules.
Okay.
And this formula, it's supposed to work in very specific and comprehensible steps. And it works on all levels at once, physical, mental, spiritual, all together.
So a complete system.
Pretty much, yeah. A system for holistic growth.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, I think. This powerful knowledge was apparently branded forbidden, actively suppressed, by what the source calls particular powers. And for thousands of years, we're talking a line from like the ancient Egyptian priesthood through the medieval church, maybe even up to modern politicians and religious leaders.
And the why behind that, the motivation for all this suppression, seems pretty clear. It was apparently to stop people from reaching higher states of consciousness.
Higher states, like what exactly?
Well, you could interpret that as expanded awareness, maybe a deeper understanding of reality, or perhaps even mystical experiences that, established powers might want to control or regulate.
Ah, okay. So limiting access to that kind of transformative power.
Exactly.
So if it was so heavily suppressed, I mean, how did it even survive? Its actual origin is apparently lost in legends that go back over 10,000 years.
Yeah.
That's mind-boggling.
It really is.
Yeah.
But we have fragments, glimpses of its history. We know Alexandrian scholars translated it into Greek. And it was supposedly even put on public display in Egypt around 330 BC.
Public display. Wow. But then...
Well, the story goes that around 400 AD, it was deliberately buried, hidden somewhere on the Giza Plateau
wow.
to protect it. Apparently from religious zealots who were burning libraries around the world at that time.
Yeah.
A desperate measure to save it.
It makes sense, given the times.
Yeah, and there's still this belief, even today, that the tablet still lies hidden there, just waiting.
It sounds like something straight out of an adventure movie, doesn't it?
It really does.
And this tablet, it's not just a cool relic. It's seen as foundational, like the source text for alchemy and the whole Hermetic tradition.
Absolutely. Its influence is just huge. It arguably kicked off over 3,500 years of alchemy. Think about that time scale.
Yeah.
And during that time, you had some of the most creative minds in the world really digging into these intertwined mysteries of matter, energy, soul, and spirit.
So alchemy wasn't just about gold.
Not at all. It was much broader. A way of trying to understand the universe and, our place in it. A whole cosmology.
Right. And for those alchemists, the Emerald Tablet wasn't just history. The source says most medieval alchemists had copies of the tablet hanging on their laboratory wall.
Yeah, it wasn't just for show. It was their guide, their constant reference point.
The source even calls it the only guidance they needed in both their meditation and practical work, like a Rosetta Stone.
Exactly, a Rosetta Stone for deciphering the deliberately obscured terminology of the art. Alchemy used a lot of symbolism, very coded language.
Right.
So imagine this one short text being the key to unlocking all of that for centuries. It's pretty remarkable.
And its influence went beyond just the lab work, didn't it? There were these alchemical drawings, like the Oath of the Philosophers.
Yeah. Those are fascinating. They're described as basically schematic diagrams
Yeah.
of the steps in the Emerald Formula.
Like visual instructions.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Complex maps full of symbols showing the stages of transformation, like a coded visual guide to the tablet's process.
Interesting.
And alchemists apparently use these drawings like Eastern mandalas. They'd meditate on them in their laboratories to achieve altered states of consciousness.
Wow.
And maybe most importantly, the source suggests the tablet is the unacknowledged, the unaccredited source for many of our mystical and religious traditions.
That's a huge claim. It makes you wonder how much of what we think of as, standard spiritual ideas might actually trace back to this one hidden text.
It does raise that question, yeah.
Yeah.
How deep does its hidden influence go?
Okay, so with all that incredible history as context, let's finally get to the heart of it. The words themselves. What does this thing actually say?
Right. This is where it gets really profound. The core message, even though there are different translations over time, seems remarkably consistent.
Okay.
Probably the most famous line is, that which is below is like that which is on high, and that which is on high is like that which is below.
As above, so below. I've heard versions of that.
Exactly. It continues. By these things are made the miracles of one thing. This is the core principle of correspondence. Central to Hermetic thought. It's all about unity, interconnectedness.
And you see this in different versions.
Oh, yeah. Look at Madame Blavatsky's translation. What is below is like that which is above, and what is above is similar to that which is below to accomplish the wonders of the one thing. Very similar. Or Isaac Newton's from 1680. That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below. To do ye miracles of one only thing.
Wow, Newton translated it.
He did. He was deeply interested in alchemy. But notice the consistency, right? Even with slightly different wording, the core idea shines through. It's universal.
Okay, so everything's connected. What else?
Well, it talks about the origin of everything. It says, and as all these things are and come from one by the mediation of one, so all things are born from this unique thing by adaptation.
So everything comes from one single source.
Basically, yes, a fundamental unity. Yeah. Everything we see is just that one source, adapted or modified into different forms.
That's a deep thought.
It is. Then it uses symbols like parents to describe the forces involved. The sun is the father and the moon the mother.
Right.
The wind carries it in its stomach. The earth is its nourisher and its receptacle. It's not literal, obviously.
No, it sounds symbolic.
Exactly. It's allegory for cosmic forces, active, passive, volatile, stable, all needed for creation, for transformation.
Okay, so if this is a blueprint for transformation, like you said, what are the actual steps, the how-to?
Good question. It does give guidance. It says, you separate the earth from the fire, the subtle from the gross, gently with great industry.
Separate the subtle from the gross. What does that mean?
Well, again, translations vary slightly. Blavatsky says, acting prudently and with judgment, Newton's version. Separate ye earth from ye fire, ye subtle from ye gross sweetly with great industry.
Sweetly with great industry.
Yeah, it implies care, precision, and persistence. Think about refining something. Taking something raw, maybe a material in the lab, or maybe an emotion or experience in yourself, and purifying it, elevating its essence.
So discernment, careful work.
Exactly. Careful, patient refinement.
And then it talks about a cycle.
It does. It climbs from the earth and descends from the sky and receives the force of things superior and things inferior. It's this constant movement up and down.
Integrating high and low.
Precisely. Bringing together the heavenly and the earthly, the spiritual and the material into one unified whole. It's not about choosing one over the other, but integrating both.
Okay, and the result of all this work, the payoff.
The payoff is, well, pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
You will have by this way the glory of the world, and all obscurity will flee from you.
The glory of the world, no more obscurity.
Yeah, Newton's version says, by this means you shall have ye glory of ye whole world, and thereby all obscurity shall fly from you. It points towards, well, enlightenment maybe, total clarity, mastery over yourself and your reality. No more confusion, no more darkness.
That sounds like the ultimate goal.
It gets even more powerful. It is the power strong with all power. Think about that phrase.
Be strong with all power.
For it will defeat every subtle thing and penetrate every solid thing. Its force is described as being above all force. It can vanquish every subtle thing and pierce every solid thing. It suggests an unstoppable fundamental power.
Wow, like the ultimate force in the universe.
And maybe it is the force that shapes the universe, because the tablet then says, incredibly, in this way the world was created.
Wait, so the same principles for personal transformation created the cosmos?
That's what it seems to imply, that the microprocess within us mirrors the macro process of creation itself. The same blueprint works for both.
Mind blown. Okay, and who supposedly wrote this?
The text attributes it to Hermes Trismegistus, thrice greatest Hermes. He's called that, supposedly, for having the three parts of the universal philosophy.
For arts.
Or, as Newton puts it, the philosophy of the whole world, suggesting mastery over all aspects of reality, physical, mental, spiritual, perhaps.
Got it. And how does it end?
It ends quite simply, almost abruptly. This that I have called the solar work is complete.
The solar work, complete.
Yeah, like a final declaration, a statement that the great work the process described has been fully laid out. It's done, a complete guide.
Wow. Okay. So we've gone from its mythical origins and bizarre history of being hidden.
And suppressed.
Right, suppressed, to its huge influence on things like alchemy and maybe even wider spiritual ideas.
And then right into the actual words, the core message of unity, transformation, and this incredible power.
It really is amazing that something so ancient could offer what feels like a timeless formula, a way to understand reality, change ourselves on all these different levels, physical, mental, spiritual.
It's more than just an old artifact, isn't it? It feels like a living blueprint, potentially still relevant for anyone trying to understand how things really work.
Absolutely. So the Emerald Tablet basically suggests that the pattern for creating the universe is also the pattern for achieving personal clarity or glory and getting rid of all that obscurity.
A powerful symmetry.
So if that ancient wisdom is still out there, maybe hidden away, maybe right in front of us, here's something to think about. What subtle from the gross could you maybe start to separate in your own world, in your own life, to uncover some of its hidden glory?